Hey everybody, John the Phone Guy here, and we got another Invicta specs, and today we're going to be talking about the Subaqua. Get up here and take a look at this. So we've got the Subaqua in blue label. So this is the combination of the Subaqua Noma 3. You got the 4 with the rider tabs, the 5 on the function pushers, and then the 6 as far as styling. So this is what we're going to talk about today. So with that, we will head over to the bench and dial this thing up. See you there in a bit. So here we are on the bench, and this is obviously the Subaqua in blue label. The model number is 28629. This is a 50 millimeter, 50 atmosphere, 500 meter, 660 feet water resistant watch. This has the flame fusion crystal. This is running the Ronda Z60. Takes a 395 battery with about a 4-year battery life. Standard deviation is -10 to +20 seconds per month. So with that, let's take a look at this thing. So it's called the Subaqua, and for those who are been with the Invicta for a little while, you can see by the case and the bracelet is definitely a Subaqua Noma 3 in its detailings. And then of course you've got the Subaqua Noma 4 because you got the 4 rider tabs. The Subaqua Noma 5 shows up on these function pushers here. And then of course the 6 with how its internals, and you can kind of see how those lines ride up, and then when it fully opens you can see inside, and it's either usually a red or a yellow, and then you pop it out and oops, pulled it too far. There you go. So we can change the date and then pull it out all the way. We can change the time and all that, then push everything back in and put it all back snug for our water resistance. So with that, we'll take a look at the back of this. So you've got your full scissor deployment on the class. Of course, you've got your double keeper in a high polish, and you can see all the high polish on here. And then you've got some like machine polish, or it's like a low polish. I cannot think of the word right now. Sorry, y'all. It'll come to me. But you can tell the difference in the sheen. Industrial, maybe that's one. Sorry. So as you can see on the back here, we've got the Subaqua blue label. Of course, we got the model number, water resistant, chronograph, Swiss, flame fusion, yada yada, all the good stuff that's always on the back of these. And we got the bracelet, and this is, I know I don't always talk about these in these videos, but this is a standard cotter pin style with the arrows indicating direction to take the pins out and everything. So you got this knurling here, and then you got this smooth finish. Of course, you've got all of this blue high polish, and then of course you got the like the industrial matte finish here that goes along with it. I think just adding those little pieces of difference really is unique. It makes other things stand out, and then of course you've got the dial and all the stuff that goes along with it. And once we get to the unidirectional, and there we go, on the bezel, another timing feature. And of course you've got your chronograph, and all of that, and you got your Swiss movement down here, and you can see the glass fiber. But when we get under the microscope, you'll really see some of the details. It's pretty unique. So it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, so I apologize. is what it is. And so with that, let's set this guy down for a second here, and let's go over to the microscope and take a look. So here we are under the microscope, and we're going to take a look at this thing. And as you can see, we've got a lot of the glass fiber again on this dial face. Sorry about that. Refocus here. There we go. So, you know, you've got the Invicta logo, you've got the gold around the glow luminous markers. Of course, you've got your 1/10 of a second. In fact, we'll turn on the chronograph here real quick. So that's your running 1/10 of a second. Now you got your second moving. Of course, you got your date window down here. This is your constant running down here at the 6 o'clock. And then this is going to be your 30-minute increment. The minute hand's kind of covering it. So, but we'll go here. We'll stop this guy. And then we'll reset here. There we go. Now we're all back. So, you know, just you've got the cross logo right there on the minute and on the hour hand. Of course, you got the big Subaqua logo at the bottom of the chronograph sweep hand, you know, as we're moving around, you know, Swiss movement, all of that. Got our water resistance over here. But just what I find really fascinating, let's see if I can get this a little more in focus here, right there, is just how intricate the weave is on some of this. Like just the actual fibers that you can see inside here weaving along. I think it's just really cool. Of course, we'll go out here. You got the rider tabs. Of course, it's kind of hard to see, you know, zoomed in like this, but, you know, I think a lot of times we're wanting to take a look at, and you got the this is the B button down here, and you've got your crown right here. Let's see if we can take a look at the back. Of course, you got the Subaqua blue label. Really not, you know, as we saw earlier, you know, you can kind of get a look at that, but just I think the most unique part about this is this glass fiber in blue, and some of the trimmings that they do in the gold, and just how kind of, I got smudges, apologies. So like right there at the 7, you can see just how much detail is around the date window and all of that. So just very cool looking design, and you know, the attention to detail, which, you know, maybe a bit cliche in some respects, but I think it really does prove out that, you know, there really is the fit and finish that goes along with these watches are amazing. So with that, let's jump back to the bench and finish this guy out. And back from the microscope, really unique look at all of the dial face, especially in the glass fiber and all of the subtle details. So with that, let's get right into measuring this guy. So I get 50.4 on the thickness. I get 17.8. Now I'm not including this. I mean, I guess if you wanted to see what it is, I got 19.5, but I consider it a 17.8 as thickness. I really don't count these riders, but you know, I'll give you the measurement in case you do. So, you know, if that's something you want to look at. And so we got 32 here. Bracelet, let's see, just a taper any? Yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit of taper. So we're right here at 25.8. Up here near the top, we're 26. So yeah, there is definitely a taper here. Let's go for the lug to lug. I'm going to try and split these screws right here, so I get, I'll call it even 52. We'll put it right at that, and set this guy over here, get some weight on this guy. and we're in pounds and ounces. So I get 10.7. Change over. And I get 304 on the grams. So, I mean, it's a substantial watch. I mean, you're going to know it's on your wrist. I mean, 11 something, you know, you're going to definitely feel it. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, to me, having something that has a bit of heft, obviously, if you're used to, you know, much smaller watches, it takes a while to get used to some of this size, but it's nothing that's, you know, you can't keep up with. And from that perspective, you know, I have a 7-inch wrist, and this is kind of what it looks like on me sitting there, you know, the lug span, so that it's not so harsh that, you know, so you can see some gap right here and everything. So it makes it easier to, you know, go for bigger wrists, so it's not as limiting. Of course, I've got this one a little loose, so I may move these micros just a touch. But, you know, just from a visual kind of looking at it on the wrist, this is kind of how it covers mine on a 7-inch. So pop this guy off here. So with that, you know, we'll kind of just take a last little look at this, and obviously want to give a shout out to Instagram and YouTube family members. And we'll give a shout out to Smitten by Invicta on Instagram, Invicta Watches and Women's Fashion, and of course YouTube sensations Trap Vision 3D and the Lifestyle page, talking about all things collecting and family, and of course Tommy Big Time, focusing on bracelet sizing and battery changes and everything Invicta. D&Q, chronicling travel and food and fun. Tony Woe, Christian rapper, and his music and life perspective. And of course, we do most of our shopping on ShopHQ and InvictaStores.com. Hey everybody, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the look at this watch. And with that, I say if you enjoyed this video, click the button over here to subscribe, and I've also included some playlists over here of other collections if you're interested. And with that, I say enjoy your Invicta watches, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.